Hi, I'm Bobby Pierre with TAPinto, and I'm here with Mayor Angie Devanney for our weekly catch up. So, Angie, we're here in week 5,
Oof.
and we've gone through a lot. Our town has gone through a lot. We've seen a lot of changes. We're outside wearing our face masks, and we're learning how to make our own face masks. Mine aren't as pretty as others, but we're all abiding by the rules. Can you tell me how the township is going through business? We still have the municipal complex. We have some of the projects that are going on. We just had another township meeting that talked a lot about the Connell complex. And can you tell me a little bit about where we stand with that and um, how we're proceeding?
Sure. Obviously we spend the majority of our time managing the COVID crisis, and that's priority number one. But the reality is we do have a municipal complex. It's a very large project that we still, need to generate revenue to pay for. And as I think everyone knows, these redevelopment projects, part of our affordable housing settlement, were pledged to help pay for the debt on the municipal complex. So it's important for us to continue with them because of the municipal complex. Plus, at the end of this, when we do emerge from this, we do want to make sure that we have amenities and ratables and revenue to keep pushing our township forward.
Yeah, so how are we pushing it forward? Is it going, and are we on time?
More or less, and in construction, there's always bumps in the road. But, one of the things that did occur this week at the council meeting was some discussion or a presentation by our planner about the Condell Redevelopment project. And I'm not sure that everyone is aware, but back in 2017, the majority of the changes or zoning were already in place as a result of our affordable housing settlement, which was a part of a very large builder remedy lawsuit. So as it relates to office space and retail and the, I think it's 328 unit residential building, which is primarily market rate. I think it's, 15% affordable and the rest is market rate. That can be built as of right by the Connell company. What was being contemplated or what is being contemplated by the governing body now is making some tweaks to that zoning. So if you can envision the Connell Park, if you've been there, you have Lifetime Fitness and L'Oreal, and that's sort of one parcel. And then you have the hotel and the restaurant, and that's sort of one parcel. And then you have some office buildings, and they're each individual parcels. Well, in the scheme of the development, what the developer would like to do is sort of erase those imaginary lines, if you will, and make that all one larger or just one larger parcel minus Lifetime and L'Oreal, so that they could add some more what we call recreational amenities. One of them being a dog park, another being a playground, some walking trails, fitness equipment, that type of thing. In addition to potentially talking to a what they call duck pin bowling, which is the first time I've heard of that, and some other types of things like that. A grocer, specialty type of grocer too, just so the layout would be different, so it would allow for those types of amenities.
And that is not in the current zoning.
It would, if it were built as of right, those amenities would be smaller and they would be only for the residents of the park.
Okay.
This change allows that zoning to be opened up to every Berkeley Heights resident. So it's a better, in terms of the recreation and some of those amenities, it's a greater good for the community.
Right. And that is what Connell would wish for, obviously, to get the community to come down to their complex and enjoy what they're providing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously connection to the community, getting folks to come in and patron those places, and I know that we have an economic development committee, and they've all been working together, our downtown businesses and other businesses, how to connect to their employee base. They have a very large employee base. Not many of those employees come downtown and patron our restaurants downtown. So that's something that we were working very hard on, as you know, prior to COVID with that group. And I think it's a really great working group. The other thing that I want to mention, I think that by opening up the zoning, it gives us an opportunity to revisit the traffic. And we've heard from a number of residents that live in that area that they're very concerned. Well, I mean, I could tell you as a baseball, softball mom, anytime there's a baseball, softball game at 6 o'clock and I'm trying to get down, the mountain on Plainfield Avenue, it's difficult. The traffic is snarled and it's difficult. So what I would like to see, and I actually do have a Zoom call today, I think around 2, with our traffic consultant, is maybe exploring some additional options as part of this overall zoning that helps ease that traffic and most certainly make sure that we're taking care of the residents that live around that area.
So has there been a traffic study? Is that something that is being considered?
Yes. So each of these redevelopment projects have been required to do a traffic study. And what we've been trying to do is layer each study on top of one another, so you have that view from 10,000 feet up, so you know what the total traffic is going to feel like, and hopefully mitigate it the best that we can. But we also have neighbors to our west, and they're embroiled rather in a redevelopment project along Bonnie Burn Road. So they have taken that into consideration. Again, prior to the COVID outbreak, we were trying to work with our neighbors in Somerset County and Union County to try to see if we could get some sort of earmark from the federal government to maybe help potentially widen Bonnie Burn Road, or maybe have a direct access to Route 22 as opposed to backing up traffic along, I guess, what would be Park Avenue and Scotch Plains and then back into Bonnie
Those
Burn.
are all good ideas. So do you know if the other adjacent towns, if their projects have been delayed because of COVID or because of other issues that they're facing?
I don't know the answer to that, but I know as it relates to my Union County colleagues, I mean, most of them are really super focused on dealing with COVID-19, and as are we, but at the same time, as I mentioned earlier, we need to push forward.
Yeah.
We need to do both. We need to manage the COVID crisis, and we need to continue to push our township forward.
So again, like everything is moving forward. It's a work in progress. We want to move forward, and hopefully Connell continues to want to work together in making this work for everybody. So back to COVID, I know that it always it's depressing, to be honest. It just keeps going. We just got the new date that the schools will be closed until May 15th. Does that mean that the businesses will remain in with their restrictions until May 15th or later? Do you have any response from the county or the state on how the businesses can operate?
It's a day-by-day situation, and we're getting guidance from the state and the county. We haven't really gotten to that point of discussion of how are we going to open up New Jersey again. We are still on a daily basis managing, in addition to the health component of what's going on. I mean, I personally get a lot of emails from residents who are having a hard time with unemployment, and we're trying to tackle those issues, or they are trying to apply for an SBA loan and they aren't getting any response from the government. And so we're working with the U.S. Senator's office to make sure that they're in the queue, as it were. So there are a lot of day-to-day, just dealing with the economics and the income from our residents that we're still grappling with. And we haven't really heard or seen a plan to open back up. I just strongly encourage everyone, take out gift cards, whatever you can do to keep our local businesses afloat, we would greatly appreciate that.
How are you doing as the mayor? Did you sign up for this?
don't think anyone who ran for elected office could have ever expected anything like this. I'm like everybody else. I have good days and bad days. The first time I had to report, people passing away in the township, that was a really, really, really difficult day for me. And it's still difficult when I have to do it. It's you think about the families and friends, and this was unexpected. But I take it day by day. I think that's a lot of humor in this house. That's the only way we're surviving. And that's all you can do, make sure you get some fresh air whenever you can, and make sure we're adhering to all the social distancing protocols. I'm starting to see everyone have a little bit of cabin fever, and they're trying to sneak off to the parking lots or the driveways, or, loaf of bread to the neighbor. We really have to double down on what we're doing because it is working.
It is working, and we're seeing hopefully the flattening of the curve. We're at that point right now. I know I personally want to thank you and the council and your leadership, your administrator, and all the volunteers. The township has been incredible. Every single person, between the meals being bought, being delivered, the face masks being made, there's been a lot of outreach to the senior citizens, and it's noticed and appreciated. So thank you.
Thank you for all you're doing to keep our residents informed. That's critically important during this time, is communication. So thank you for what you're doing.
Well, thank you. And we will chat next week.
Yep, look forward to it.